Hi, my name is John Reznikoff, and I am the owner of University Archives. And I'm also an autograph authenticator. And I've talked a lot about Abraham Lincoln's autograph. It's one of my specialties, one of my focuses in my career. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about it. And I'm going to tell you how to not get caught buying something that is a printed facsimile. Knowledgeable people exchanged an autograph. It was purchased for a lot of money, and it turns out it was printed. It was hidden behind a frame. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is, if you're buying something in a frame, ask if you could remove it from the frame so you could examine it. Come over here and take a look. This is an authentic Lincoln legal brief, and it's actually signed Post and Lincoln several times. And this is a very valuable document. It's probably worth over $30,000 because of the amount of signatures. And it's all written in Abraham Lincoln's hand, and you could see the difference in some of his darker ink and lighter ink, but it has a great variance in how the ink looks. And the ink is almost three-dimensional on this. Take a look in magnification. It almost comes to life, and you can see the darker version right here. Far more dangerous is a printed facsimile. So how does one determine whether something's printed? Come take a look. First of all, you can search the text of a letter. And this is a very, very famous letter of Abraham Lincoln's talking about a boy wanting to work. And this letter is probably worth millions of dollars today, and its whereabouts are known, so I couldn't have the original. That's one way to tell whether it's a printed facsimile. Here's another. It was printed by Lakeside Press. Now, the scary thing is, some people might take this letter and put it in a frame, and you wouldn't know the difference, and you wouldn't be able to see that it's a facsimile. So we can look at this letter, and if I put it under magnification, it still looks real. But even if I didn't see that facsimile on the back, I take my fingers and I run it across the back, because when people write, it makes an impression. And this has no impression on the back. Watch this. I sign my name. I could close my eyes and I could feel the back and I could feel the pressure, and it feels different where it isn't signed. We sell these. You might have seen it on Pawn Stars. A lot of people use this device. They got them from me. It's fiber optics, but it's very, very good for authentication. So watch what happens. There's no light in here. It just takes the light from the room. And you could see and you could study a signature, just like that. Also helps to read a document that's hard to read. This is a fake, and by the handwriting, I could tell that it's not authentic. But it is real ink on real paper. And one only needs to study Lincoln's handwriting to see that there are inconsistencies, and this is not his handwriting, and this is. Fake, real. So as part of my work, I have a very fancy machine. It's called a video spectral comparator. Now I want you to take a look at what this looks like in the video spectral comparator. So we could put it in here, and we could blow it up. And it still looks a lot like ink. But when you get really close, you could see the dot matrix And this machine shows that. There's another setting. Here you can see how the writing shows through. But if I look at it at side lighting, I notice that there's no impression on the paper. It's flat. Now, compare that. Here's my handwritten signature. Let's look at the back of that. So this machine shows with a side light the impression that I made by using the pen. And it could show it from both sides. So finally, if you want to avoid buying a printed facsimile and paying a lot of money for something that isn't real, try to incorporate these tools and many other. But most importantly, buy from a trusted source.